There you are. Get over here. Hurry. Didn't anyone see you? Did anyone know that you're coming to the library? Did you tell them who you were going to meet? No, this is serious. Did you tell anyone? My gosh, I'm so embarrassed. I know there's nothing wrong with getting tutoring. Trust me, I know. But I'm just not usually on this side of the tutoring situation. Usually I'm the one tutoring other people. Oh, I feel like my entire reputation is on the line. If they knew that I needed tutoring as the top student in the school, I don't think anyone would ever take me seriously ever again. Don't. I'm not blowing this out of proportion. This is serious. This is my livelihood, okay? So you didn't tell anyone you were meeting me in the library? Nobody saw you coming over here, right? Good. If anyone asks, what do you say? No, not that we're hanging out. That's weird. No, not that it's weird we hang out all the time outside of school. I'm just saying, if anyone asks, you're the one getting tutoring, not me. Yeah, I'm doing you a favor. That's what you tell them, okay? Oh, I know. Why did I think that I could take an easy class for once in my life? I figured with everything going on and, outside school extra activities that we're not supposed to talk about, and everything going on with my sister's job, I thought, I don't know, maybe this semester I could take an easy class. Art. Nobody told me art was so hard. It's not an easy class. It's not easy. I thought all I'd have to do is show up and maybe paint a few pictures. Easy A, right? So I can keep my perfect GPA. But no. I'm really struggling. You gotta help me. I can't fail this. Then my GPA would be ruined. So, thanks for helping me. And thanks for not looking down on me. It's fine. If you need any help from me, just let me know, because I bet your grades could use a little bit of... That's right, I'm not here to harp on you, sorry. We're here to harp on me, and my art grade is on the line. So, for the assignment, the teacher said, well, I thought all we had to do was paint a picture, okay? But she said we had to collaborate and paint on an unusual surface and then take pictures of it. What does that mean? Yeah, it can't be anything ordinary. So no canvases, no paper. So I didn't really know what to do. Everyone seemed really excited by this, and all I could do was sit there like a deer in the headlights. What do I do? I wish everything was as easy as, regular schoolwork and fighting. Though I don't do that here at school. Still, it would make my life easier if I could. If I had to fight for my grade, I'm pretty sure I could do that. So I came up with the idea. If you're willing, of course. And please say you're willing. I figured maybe I could paint on your face. Again, total collaboration. Whatever you say goes. I'm just going to maybe give some input and then do my best and then take a few pictures pictures from my teacher and show her my sketches, of course, because even in art we have to show our work. Why did I think this was going to be easy? Anyway, when the idea came to me, I couldn't think of anyone else to be my model and inspiration besides you. It's so embarrassing. I don't know, maybe it's everything outside of school weighing on my mind. I just couldn't get you out of my head. Not like that. Keep your voice down. This is embarrassing enough. Anyway, because I have to paint on your face, that's why I asked for you to meet me after school. We're not going to the palace, right? Because if you say we are, I'll drop everything. We can go right now. It was worth a shot. Are you sure? No, you're right. School comes first, even if that class is art. Anyway, I promise to do my best for you. I don't want to make you look like a clown. Though that would be too far from the truth, right? You're right. Serious. Time to lock in. Let me go get my stuff and we can start brainstorming. Again, I guess the sky is the limit? That's a lie. My talent is the extent of our limit, and it's not very good. Let me get my stuff. You wait here and try to act inconspicuous, alright? And remember, if anyone asks, that's right. You're here for tutoring, not me. But thanks. Okay, I am just gonna try and find my drawing stuff. I brought a whole bunch of things. I know the teacher said we didn't have to buy everything that was on the list, but I did anyway. I mean, you never know what you might need. She was so vague about everything. She says, let the medium pick you. What does that mean? I wish you would give us clear directions. It would make my life easier. Alright, let's see. So I have some watercolors, but I don't think that's going to be useful for your face. Some red colored pencils. 2 specific shades to be exact. These are for when we have to mark for corrections. And trust me, I always end up having a lot of corrections. For something that's usually for your own interpretation, I feel like I'm always getting penalized. I have some oil paints. Technically, it's gouache. I guess she says it's more, I don't know, easier to work with. I disagree. I feel like it's too thin, or at least that's what my teacher's always saying. She says, Makoto, that's way too thin. I can see the canvas underneath. And I said, well, I couldn't. And all I could ask was, how can you tell? There's no rhyme, no reason, no rules, and yet I'm still getting it wrong. Anyway, I don't think this is safe for, your face. I'm not sure. Let me see. Says acrylic polymer emulsion colors for art and design. Yeah, she keeps going on about something being opaque. Opaque this, opaque that. Yeah, it says it's water resistant. probably not for the best if you want to be able to take this off and not have to wear it around school for the next few days. Let me see what else I have. Okay. I have glue, which we still haven't used. And by the way, I bought 2 separate types. Even though we haven't used it, why was it even on the list? My goodness. A Sharpie. I think I have the pencil in here somewhere. Huh, a graphite pencil. Let me go get my clipboard. Yes, I brought a clipboard. Do you think I was going to carry an easel in here? Then everyone would know that I needed help. You're not taking art. Remember, inconspicuous. Alright. Graphite pencil, clipboard, ready to brainstorm. Now what do I think would look good on you? And we're trying to go for something cohesive, but something that represents you. At least that's what the teacher said. Remember, collaboration. I wish I could just do this myself. Okay, what do you like? Clearly it's not school. And we can't talk about palaces or monsters or stealing people's hearts. I don't think that would go over very well. I know. What about cats? You like cats, right? You have to. You have a cat. Or does the cat have you? I might need to get Mona's input on this, but what about if I made you a cat? That seems easy enough. No, oh, no cats. No cats. Okay. What about flowers? Those seem easy. You don't really seem like a flowers person. Okay, no. Clouds? Do you like sunny days? We can do maybe like a 4 seasons thing where it's like rain, snow, falling leaves. That seems way too complicated. I don't even know how to draw a leaf. Are leaves hard? Never mind. Seasons are no go. I have to write down my brainstorming, or else my teacher will think I just threw this together last minute. Do I look like a last minute kind of gal? No, I take pride in my work. That perfect GPA didn't just appear overnight. I have to show my work. What to do? Oh, I know. We were talking about clowns, right, earlier? No, I promise I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't make you a clown, but, maybe circus, right? Let's brainstorm about circus. I think I'm on to something. Let's see, let's go with circus for brainstorming. What do they have at a circus? Ringmasters. Lion tamers. Okay. Big top. Clown card. A card. stealing your heart, of course, but cards, yeah. Joker card. Oh my gosh, maybe there is something to this. What do you think? Playing cards on your face, or maybe just like the idea of a playing card? Maybe the Joker card? Right? I think that represents you perfectly. Seems easy enough, right? Playing card symbols. They're pretty universal, right? Can't mess that up too hard. Okay, so Joker playing card. Well, first we'll do J's. We'll do J's. Maybe like a J over here, and maybe, do you think I can do an upside down J over here so it's like opposite, like a real playing card? Let me see if I can draw one. Okay, so it's opposite of that. So almost like an upside down umbrella with a little line at the bottom. And I'm going to make them quite thick. Maybe a bit stylized, like a little. We'll get to that. Maybe I am better at art than I thought I was. Or maybe I just have really good inspiration. Focus. Okay. Is there a particular symbol that you would want? Like a spade, a heart? No, hearts would be, giving it away, huh? Diamonds? Diamonds are easy, right? And I can do like, maybe leave one square untouched, and then the other squares I'll fill in to give it some sort of dimension. No. Okay, let's do 2 triangles, and then the other triangles we'll fill in to make it look almost 3D. Yeah, and then maybe we'll do some lines to indicate space. Okay. And we'll do a diamond right here and right here, kind of in the middle of the cheek. So J, diamond. Do you think that will be enough? Maybe. Do you think I can maybe attempt a Joker hat? Like over here, maybe? How hard can it be? It's just some upside down little triangles and then a straight up triangle, little doodads on the end. Let me see. So we'll do one here. No, that one looks terrible. I know it doesn't have to be perfect, but I want to do right by you, you know? Don't want to make you look silly. I'm going to be showing this to the class. That, okay. Like that, almost like a crown, right? And we'll fill that bottom part in. And then the little doodads on the ends. Yeah, I think that's good. Do you want to see? You promise not to make fun of me. I'm trying really hard. I've got to get a good grade. Okay, tell me what you think. Not bad? Well, I'll take it. Not bad it is. Okay, and you agree with my placements? So a J here, diamond, and little hat. Yeah. Okay, wait right there. I'm gonna go get some face paint, or at least paint that's safe for your face. I think. I'm pretty sure I read the box correctly, but I'll double check. Wait right there. Alright. I did read the box and it does say safe for the face. Should just come off with some water. Maybe some like olive oil or something. Baby oil. I'm not sure, but we'll get it off. Do you have a preference on colors? I have a blue, an orange, some yellows, some reds, some pinks, some browns, purples, greens. Any of those colors floating your boat? I also have like a shimmery gold one, which could be fun, and a shimmery silver, if you want some sparkle. No, those all seem pretty loud, huh? Doesn't really fit your vibe. How about keeping things monochromatic? Yeah, black, white, gray, like a real playing card. And I think that suits you a bit better. Yeah? Though I have to remind you, because my teacher reminds me of this all the time. Those are shades, not colors, Makoto. I guess some knowledge is better than no knowledge. Though I wish you didn't have to say that in front of the whole class. Seriously, my rep of best student is going down the drain. Not like I already have enough on my plate. Thanks again for helping me out. It means a lot. And I'll repay the favor tenfold. Anyway, let me go get my brushes. Okay, let me just dip into the black really quick. I'm just gonna load up the brush with a little bit of black. Just a little bit. Okay. And then we're gonna start with first all blacks, and then we're gonna add some white as like some highlights, okay? Maybe add some shade for the gray. Okay. Alright. And remember to hold still, because if you start wiggling, I'm gonna already have a hard enough time. I'm not even sure if I can draw a straight line. So keep as still as possible, alright? And I'll do my best to not make you look like an actual clown. Alright, I think I'm gonna start with the hardest J first. So I'm just gonna come over here and begin to draw the little tail. Hold still. Just gonna draw the little tail like that. Bring it down the little line. Just like that. Okay. Wipe up some of it so I can add some shading. Hold still. I'm just gonna kind of try to blend some of that out so it looks a little bit less stiff by using just the front part of my brush. Like that. Okay. It looks a little wonky. Let me see if I can even out the bottom. Hold still. I'm just gonna take my brush like that and just try to add a little bit more paint. It looks fine. Okay, now let's begin with the diamond, okay? We're gonna add that to the cheek, alright? So I'm just gonna go like that and add the first little triangle like that, and we're not gonna fill it in. And then we're gonna add the next triangle right underneath, but not fill that one in either. But we're gonna start filling out the sides like that to give it some dimension, some little bit of interest, okay? Looks good. And then we're gonna blend out those empty spots like that. Okay. So it's a little bit lighter, again, adding dimension to make it look almost like 3D, like it's popping out. Well, I think people can tell it's a diamond. Okay. Now let me just see if I can start the hat. gonna go over here next to your eye, and I'm gonna be very careful not to poke your eye, okay? Okay. I'm sorry if I do. I'm gonna try to be really gentle, really, really gentle, okay? Just gonna come over here and start with the first little hump of the hat, and then fill that part in like that. Okay. And then I'm gonna start with a more straight up little triangle like that. Okay. And then come over here with the other one. I'm so sorry, this is gonna be lopsided. I'm gonna try not to make it lopsided, okay? Just you know what? It has character. It has character, okay? No, it looks fine. Again, it's kind of like your namesake, you know? Joker. And it's not perfect, but I think it represents you pretty well, don't you think? All things considered. Let me see if I can just... Maybe if I just... I'm sorry. I'm just gonna try to wipe it off. That did not work. What if I made it bigger? Yeah. We're just gonna make those sides bigger, okay? So I'm just gonna try to fill that in so nobody can see where I smeared it, okay? And then I'm gonna come back over here and do the same thing, just like... Okay. Okay, and then let me fill in the bottom part really quick with the front of my brush, the very tip of the brush. Okay. And then we're gonna try to... No, you know what? I'm gonna save those little doodads for a pointer brush. So, let's start on the other side, okay? Let me go load up my brush with a little bit more paint. Okay. Alright, let's see if we can just start with the J on the other side of the cheek. And this one should be easier, I'm telling myself, because it's like the right way to write a J. Alright, so I'm just gonna come over here and begin like that. How does it look compared to that one? It's not as thick. Okay, I'm gonna try to make them as even as possible, but I make no promises. Okay, make no promises. Alright. Right, and I'm just gonna come over here and start the tail of the J, like that. You know what? I think it looks pretty good. Or maybe, you know, I just have a really good canvas. An unusual canvas. Like the teacher specified, even though I think that's so dumb. So dumb, okay. Alright. Right, now hold still. I'm just gonna come over here and try to finish off the tail. Try to blend it out a bit around the edges, still kind of soften it so again it doesn't look so like, you know, so sterile. Not as precise. That's what she's always telling me. It doesn't have to be perfect, but at this point I'm starting to feel like it should be perfect because I'm still getting it wrong. Remind me never to do this again. I don't know why I thought this was going to be easy. Okay, I'm just going to come over here and try to finish that off. Okay, good. Alright, now we're going to move on to the other diamond. And we're going to make the diamonds the same. Alright. So we're going to come over here and just gently start with the little triangle. And we're going to leave that one empty. And then we're going to go over to the underneath and then do another little triangle like that. Okay. Empty. And then we're going to come over here and just do another smaller triangle next to it. And then fill those in with the black. A little bit more over here. So that one looks a little smaller than the other one I did, but all in all I think it looks pretty good. Again, I'm not an artist or anything. I don't know why I thought this class was going to be easy. Maybe I thought it was going to be like art history or something, but it's not. Okay, I'm just going to gently kind shade in those empty spots with a lot less black and kind of give it some dimension. So again, we get that 3D effect. Kind of. It worked better in my head. Alright, here we go. Yeah. It's something. I think the playing card motif is really shining through. And at this point, I don't think anyone's going to be actually like looking at what I did. I think most of it is just going to be people looking at your face. You know, everyone already thinks you're super mysterious and whatever. I mean, you are. We don't know anything really about you, where you came from, why you moved. I think it works for you. Alright. Let me quick get some white so we can work on a little bit of the highlights, okay? Okay. Again, I did my best. Right, I'm just gonna grab some white. Right, let's wipe some of that off. Alright. Just gonna add a little bit of highlight to the J down here. Just kind of around the edge of the inside to make it kind of like pop out a bit. Kind of like a nice little pop of something to give it dimension. Maybe. I don't know. But I think it looks pretty okay now with the white. I don't think I'm gonna do that to the diamonds. I think it is what it is. Hopefully people can tell that it's supposed to be 3D and not kind of like a mess. Don't worry, I'm gonna show you the pictures. You can even pick the best one, so I'll know to show that one to the class. Alright. And I'm gonna add, maybe make those little circles on the end of the hat. Little circles on the end of the hat. Some of the white, okay? Near your eye. I didn't poke you in the eye, did I? Okay, good. Let's add a little bit more over here. Just like that. A little bit more like that. Okay. Right, time for the other side, for the other J. I promise we're almost done. Alright. Remember, we're just going to trace the outside and it should be easier. Just along the inside of the J like that. And then we're going to swoop it down. Swoop, swoop, swoop. And swoop, 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 swoop. Not bad. Again, I think I made this side, everything's a little bit bigger and the other side's a little bit smaller, and it's the little swoop on that J that's upside down is a little wonky, but I think all in all I did a pretty okay job. I think people will be able to look at the pictures and think that's a playing card motif and it matches your unconventional canvas more than they know. That's right. Would you mind if I took a few pictures with my phone? Don't worry, I won't hold on to any of them. I'll delete them. Or maybe I'll just send them to the entire group chat. You're right, no, I wouldn't do that. You're already being nice enough and helping me, tutoring me in art. I didn't think that was a sentence that could be uttered. So thanks. Hopefully this is the last time I'll need your help with this particular issue. Yeah, let me get my phone. Okay, back. Why don't you just strike a cool pose for me, alright? Okay, I'm just gonna click, 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 click. Yeah, maybe look that way. Well, we're gonna do some side profiles, okay? Click, 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 click. Okay, now look the other way. Thanks. Click, 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 click. Alrighty, and then straight on. Look right at me. Look right at me. Okay. Click, click. Now make a silly face. I don't know, just do something silly. You know, to show that I was having a good time with my very unconventional campus. I'm so not going to send these to the entire group. I'm so not going to show these to Mona. Click, click. No, those silly ones were, just for fun. You look really nice. Despite the fact that, my vision wasn't perfect, but I think this can get me a passing grade. My GPA is saved. Thank you. So, did you want to go get some coffee and curry? Maybe a burger? I heard they released a new one. Yeah, it's almost impossible to finish. Did you want to try? It's on me. I don't know, maybe we'll get some guts or bravery out of the whole deal. I mean, you'd have to be brave to try to eat that thing. Sounds good? Okay, cool. Let me go pack up my stuff and, get my coat, and I'll meet you outside. Okay, be right back. Be careful out there. Burger, here I come.